Hey everyone, Steam's Automation Fest is now live, and so today I'll be giving you 16 highly recommended automation and factory building games with great discounts for you to enjoy. My name is Marco, and coming up I'll be covering a bunch of titles that each come with their satisfying feeling of solving problems and then eventually building up your logistical empire. And what better way than starting with Eden Crafters, which is basically a mix of Satisfactory and the Planet Crafter. This is a laid-back survival game where the real enemy is the environment itself. No aliens, no monsters, just toxic air, barren ground, and lakes that need to be purified. You'll start off slowly, gathering and handcrafting, but as soon as you unlock automation, things are going to kick up a notch. Watching your machines dig, process, and transform the land is oddly satisfying, as the terraforming is pretty cool. And co-op adds fun to the mix without breaking anything. It's still in early access, and the visuals are a bit plain, but the gameplay loop is pretty solid. Plus, it just received a new update which added a new planet, new items, and a whole lot more. So if you enjoy survival games, especially the Planet Crafter, with a focus on environmental transformation and gradual automation, Eden Crafters is around 30% off at $14, which is not bad and definitely worth checking out. Next on the list, if you're looking for a game that combines factory building, space exploration, and customizable spaceship combat, then maybe check out Final Factory. Here your goal is to build an enormous factory ship across this massive procedurally generated galaxy filled with stars, ruins, black holes, and ancient secrets. You'll get to automate production chains, connect moving space stations, and construct massive fleets of customizable ships to fend off hostile aliens. Or maybe not, you could just go the full pacifist route and focus on building instead. Every station can be mobile, and you can design everything from sleek cargo haulers to giant motherships. And if you really want to go big, you can build Dyson spheres and dark stargates to push your tech to the next level. It is an early access, but for 50% off or like $10, that's not bad. So if you like space games with a heavy dose of automation, exploration, and creativity, then maybe give Final Factory a try today. Now for another game that came out this year, Microtopia is for players looking for something where you get to control a robotic ant colony using pure pheromone-powered logistics. Hot. You'll guide a hive of mechanical ants through junk-filled landscapes, collecting resources, building trails, and then feeding your queen to grow the colony. To mix things up, it does things a little differently, where your ants will follow chemical-like signals, so you're creating supply chains with trails instead of conveyor belts. Kinda weird, but pretty cool. As your tech tree expands, you will unlock more types of little ant bros, set up logistics-based sorting systems, and even upgrade your colony to launch new queens into neighboring biomes. Also at like 25% off or around $15, Microtopia is a great game if you want something different, one with a mix of automation, exploration, and quirky biology thrown into the mix, giving it a fresh take on the factory builders out there. But going back into space, if you're looking for a game that blends space exploration with factory building in an endless universe, then maybe check out Astro Colony. In the game, you'll construct floating space stations, set up conveyor belts and pipes to automate production, and then recruit astronauts to help run your growing network of colonies. As you expand, you'll dock moving stations together, research new tech, and explore destructible voxel planets filled with biomes and alien flora. Plus, you also need to keep your crew happy by managing food, shelter, and other essentials. And it's also got co-op, so it's great for players wanting to go in with a friend. Sure, it's got a few rough edges, but it's on sale for 50% off at like $10. So if you enjoy chill but deep automation games with a strong survival craft vibe, then Astro Colony might be worth checking out. Now, if you're looking for a game that swaps the traditional conveyor belts for customizable drones and then gives you full control of how you want to run your base, then maybe check out Desynced. In the game, you'll be stranded on an alien world, and here you'll need to deploy bots to gather resources, construct facilities, and then expand your operation, all while uncovering the mystery behind the self-aware AI. And the twist here is that instead of traditional automation tools, Desynced lets you program drone behavior using a drag and drop system. giving you precise control of how materials move and how your factories function. The logistics network is dynamic, the tech tree is deep, and the whole thing supports co-op play if you want to bring a friend along for the ride. Plus, in June it also received the Alien update, which comes with tons of improvements, from smarter unit behavior to mission overhauls and brand new content tied to the Alien storyline. And at the moment it's 25% off, going for like $23. So if you're looking for an automation game that's more like a real-time strategy, Desynced might just be for you. Now, I couldn't have a list like this without including a game from the developer Techtonica, which is basically filled with hardcore automation puzzlers that are not for the faint of heart. And perhaps one of the best one of the lot is Opus Magnum, which is a brilliant open-ended puzzle game that will suck you in deep. In the game, as the newly appointed head alchemist of a powerful noble house, you'll need to design intricate transmutation machines that assemble potions, poisons, and mechanical marvels using programmable arms, glyphs, and endlessly tweakable components. Each puzzle challenges you to find the most effective, elegant, or compact solution, so how you solve it is entirely up to you. Whether you're optimizing for speed, cost, or just pure style, Opus Magnum turns every success into a mesmerizing display of clockwork precision. Plus, it's going for 50% off, so like $10. So if you love games that let you automate with style and just try to outthink yourself, Opus Magnum is just pure gold. While we're on the note of games from Techtonica, I couldn't forget Infinifactory, a 3D factory building game that will also try to make your brain explode. This time around though, you're thrown into the shoes of a human abductee, now working as an unwilling factory grunt for some demanding alien overlords. Your goal here is to build complex 3D production lines that assemble the exact items that these overlords want. Every puzzle is a sandbox in disguise, letting you build freely, but also challenging you to optimize every block, conveyor, and timing sequence. It's not a long game, you can get like 40 hours out of it, but there's also Steam Workshop support, meaning endless custom levels. So even though it's a bit old, if you love automation and conveyor belt chaos, Infinifactory is definitely one to check out. Next up, for something a little bit more cozy, Autonauts is a game where you can teach an army of adorable robots to build, farm, and even cook for you. In the game, you start with sticks and stones on a quiet planet, but then soon you'll be programming bots using a simple visual coding system to automate every aspect of your growing colony. From crafting tools to managing supply chains and taking care of needy colonists, there's always another layer to automate. And with the upgrades, bots can learn more complex behaviors, work faster, and then take on tasks like fishing, tailoring, and even building homes. The colorful low-poly art style keeps things light, but under the hood, it's a deeply satisfying automation sandbox. Plus, at the moment, it's 34% off, going for around $20. So if you like your factory building with a side of cute chaos and clever logic, Autonauts might just be for you. Coming up next, if you want a game set on the moon where you're trying to build humanity's future, then the Crust might be one worth checking out. Also, a fun fact, fans of this game are called Crusties. Worst name ever, but here we are. As the leader of a moon colony, you'll mine resources, set up production chains with conveyor belts and drones, and manage power systems through satellites and batteries. Then you'll need to research tech, trade with Earth to sway political outcomes, and then explore the lunar surface for secrets that could change everything. Plus, you also need to recruit colonists, manage their needs, and then harness their unique skills to push your base's productivity even further. Right now, it's 40% off, so around $18. So that plus a large recent update that added new content, quality of life updates, performance optimization, and more, the Crust is great for someone wanting some lunar base building action filled with automation and factory building gameplay. Up next, if your automation skills want to be put into shaping an entire planet, Plan B Terraform might just be the game for you. Here you'll start with nothing but a barren rock, but then you'll need to extract resources, set up sprawling automated supply chains with trucks, trains and drones, and then slowly transform the atmosphere to make the world habitable. As you start warming up the planet, rivers begin to flow, forests take root, and rainfall patterns begin to emerge all in real time. Your logistics network will then keep your cities growing from tiny outposts into massive metropolises, all backed by a calm, satisfying gameplay loop. You know the one I'm talking about. At the moment, it's 15% off, costs around 14 bucks. So yeah, it's a little rough around the edges, but if you're into factory building and want a game where you're terraforming the whole planet, Plan B Terraform might just be the game for you. Up next on the list, Techtonica is what happens when you mix factory automation with underground sci-fi mystery. It's also a controversial choice, but we'll get to that shortly. The game is set in the glowing cavernous depths of the alien planet Calyx, where you'll dig, mine and automate your way through a campaign as you uncover the secrets of a failed expedition. The terrain is fully destructible, the machines are satisfying to build, and the vibe is just pure bioluminescent beauty meets brutalist base building. Here you'll also need to construct massive factories, unlock tech through exploration, and then shape the world to suit your vision. Now for the sad part, the devs have stepped away from the game, so while the game has its 1.0 release, you won't be getting any more updates. However, you're still going to get a great 60 to 80 hour game, and at 67% off or around $10, that's not bad at all. So if you're going after a story-driven factory sim with automation and scale, Techtonica is definitely worth checking out. Alright, so now we're in the top 5, so these games do not mess around. Shapez 2 is a no-nonsense top-down factory builder that focuses entirely on what makes automation games so addictive: building massive and efficient production lines. Your mission here is to process abstract geometric shapes by cutting, rotating, painting, stacking, and recombining them. It looks very simple, but trust me, once you start, you will not be able to stop. As your needs grow, so does your factory. So you'll need to expand across asteroids, unlock multi-level building, connect stations with space trains, and more. Everything is tuned for creative freedom and performance, whether you're tidying up messy belt spaghetti or laying down hundreds of buildings in one click. Also right now it's 30% off, so like 18 bucks. So if you're watching this video for pure uninterrupted automation joy, Shapez 2 is simply a must play. Up next is a recent title that fits the orange-themed factory building character, I guess, where Foundry lets you build a robot factory as far as the eye can see. In the game, you land on an uncharted voxel planet and start from scratch, mining resources and slowly automating your way to robotic empire status. The goal of the game, well, it's total industrial domination of the galaxy, but the coolest part is that you can build anywhere from deep underground, towering in the sky, or smack in the middle of a jungle. And it's also got co-op if your friends love automation as much as you do. Right now it's 30% off, going for around $21, as well as receiving some great new updates. So Foundry is perfect if you want to build without ever stopping. Coming into our top 3, if you're looking for a game that turns survival into a sprawling industrial empire, then maybe check out Captain of Industry. Here you start with a small crew on an abandoned island scraping together food and raw materials. But before long, you're running massive factories, shipping cargo across seas, and maybe even launching rockets into space. At its core, it's all about building up and automating everything, from digging out mountains for ore to setting up self-sufficient farms, oil refineries, and high-tech production lines. Every piece clicks into a bigger system. You'll go from hand-delivering goods with trucks to managing stacked conveyor belts and logistics chains that practically run themselves. And for 30% off, or around 25 bucks, this game is highly recommended, especially if you enjoy a mix of survival and automation in your games. Now, if you don't own this game already and you're watching this video, that's pretty impressive, as Satisfactory remains in the big 3 of automation and factory builders. Here you are turning an alien wilderness into a glorious monument to automation that quietly hums in the background. In the game, you crash land on a mysterious planet as a corporate employee, And your job is simple: exploit every inch of nature and build a mega factory that never sleeps, and neither do you. You'll start small, but soon your base will evolve into a towering labyrinth of conveyor belts, pipes, and machines all working together like clockwork. The automation here though is so addictive. Like, once you get things going, it's hard not to chase that perfectly optimized setup. And to be honest, it's a game I really struggle with because I always end up just getting lost in my spaghetti conveyor belt network, and then I just have to start all over. It's not easy, and often people get too frustrated with it, so there's no shame in checking out a YouTube tutorial or two to get you going. Or maybe get a friend that does know how to play, as it supports co-op, and for 30% off, going for around 28 bucks. It still seems a little expensive, but you'll get so many hours of gameplay that it's just so worth it, especially with all the new updates. So if you want to play one of the best factory building games of all time, Satisfactory needs to be in your playlist like right now. You might have your own opinion of what you think is best, but I've never been so hooked on a game that I often had to uninstall it, else I would never see sunlight. Dyson Sphere program turns factory building into literally a fully blown galactic engineering project. You start off with this little robot that you can fly around with and zap trees and get rocks and whatnot, but then eventually you're going to be scaling up to harnessing entire stars, all in the name of powering a universe-hungry supercomputer. Automation is the heart of everything in this game. You'll set up intricate production lines, link planets with interstellar logistics, and gradually build the most efficient energy collecting megastructure ever conceived, a Dyson Sphere. With the latest update, there's also combat, but you can turn that off if you prefer taking it easy. My only issue is that it's single player. Yes, you can get co-op working with Hamachi, but it's quite a mission to get set up if you don't really know what you're doing. So if you're looking for a game that will consume hundreds of hours of your life, a game where you start playing Friday afternoon and before you know it, it's Sunday night, Dyson Sphere program is the game for you. But Marco, where's Factorio? Well, it would be in the top 3, but that game never goes on sale, so I don't know, ask the devs. But honestly, that's a game definitely worth its full price. And so that wraps up my video. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, or subscribe to find more games to get lost in. But other than that, it's Marco here from Easily Distracted Games, and as always, don't stop gaming.